Welcome to today's show. Today we have very interesting news in the GK News, which is our second episode, and we are going to get you a very interesting story about a 58-year-old woman by the name Margarita Lopez, who is 58 years old. This woman is an inspiration. She can inspire you. She has inspired me already because she's 58 years old and she has gone back to university at the University of Southern California. She has already 8 children and she has been living with her husband for the last 38 years. It is a big inspiration. Big inspiration, no joke. This woman is a big inspiration. She even says, and I quote her, "Most days I forget that I'm 58. I am just trying to get to class in 10 minutes from Korea across the campus." So see, of course, when you go back to school, when you are elderly, of course there is struggling because most of the people at university campuses around the world are in their 20s and even 18 years, 19 years, in their teens and also 20s, 30s. But the 58, that's a big sacrifice. And if someone goes to school at the age of 58 and makes it, passes exams, passes the CATs, gets tutorials done and all other assignments, then this is a powerful woman. It is a woman whose nerves are made of steel. It is a big inspiration for those who have not gone back to school. So she has been married for over 38 years. She started a family, channeling all her energy into her children's future because that was important to her. She missed going to university and therefore she put all her energy into making sure that our children get the best education as possible. She took them to elite schools where they could get the best education according to her. Then Lopez worked hard to get our kids to elite schools. Of course, that is one of the ways to make sure that your children gets the best education out there. And to make matters worse or matters difficult for her, she had a child who had cerebral palsy, and as a quadriplegic needs round-the-clock care, which means that this child cannot give you time to go to, especially to a university, to study and pass your exams. But here she was. She tried and got back to school. So the reason why she went back to school is even more inspiring. One of her daughters called Miranka. She was the second youngest daughter who finished high school after having a child at the age of 16. So teen matters. Children who get pregnant before they finish school. In the United States, it seems they don't stop there. They are not just out of school like in Tanzania, but they go back to school. So this daughter, Miranka, the second youngest, went off to her dream school, the University of California at Berkeley, and studied there. Often, in most cases, this second youngest daughter could send messages to her mother, inspiring and asking her to go back to school, that it is your turn to study. But as things stand, she always ignored because as parents, I know they have so many struggles. They have to look for school fees, they have to look for money to buy you food. So she could not go back to school. But Miranka was accepted to graduate school at the UCLA to continue her education. But just 6 days after graduating from UC Berkeley, University of California, in 2012, she and her 6-year-old son were killed in a car accident involving a drunk driver. That's how she died. The mother was really heartbroken. Long after the funeral, she went searching for memories of Miranka on Facebook. One day, she came across those messages. It was definitely a sign. It was a sign that I needed to finish a dream that I had for so long. Lopez said, I read that and it made me tremendously sad, and I didn't act upon it while she was alive. So finally, to cut the long story short, our person of interest for this story, Margarita Lopez, a 58-year-old mother, went back to university. And the minimum she could get in her first semester was an A-. So imagine, after being married for 38 years, struggling, working day and night to raise school fees and money to buy food for her children, she went back to school and passed with flying colors. This is the dream I want to wish for you. If you have ever wanted to go back to school, it is time for you to go to school and make sure that you change this country with the kind of knowledge that you gain from these universities, from colleges, from middle-level colleges, from wherever you go, even to a polytechnic. Get some skill. It doesn't matter how old you are. You are going to make it. That is my prayer. Thank you very much. That is the news for today from GK News. Thank you. See you in the next episode.